Welcome to PPM 615 video tutorial series. This is video tutorial 2, creating a work breakdown structure with main levels. The key tasks for this video will be to open a previously saved file in Microsoft Project utilizing Syracuse University's remote desktop service, which, as you may recall, we did in last video number 1. We will then take that Microsoft project file and format it in such a way that it'll be conducive for creating the WBS, and we will then add main levels to that WBS. That'll be the extent of this lesson, in addition to making sure we know how to save the file as both a Microsoft project file format, or MPP, which will allow us to utilize that file later on in our iterative approach to building a full project schedule. And we'll also save it as a PDF, which allows others to view it easily without having to have the Microsoft project application. And finally, we'll upload that PDF back to Blackboard for review. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, our first step will be to open up a web browser and go ahead and type in rds.syr. So your search results should look something like this, and you can go ahead and select that Syracuse University tab. Now click on the SU Labs icon, and when the Access Local Resources window pops up, click on Allow. And you should now see the remote desktop as we left it last time. And we're going to go ahead and click on the PPM 615 folder that we created and open up the new Microsoft project document file that we created last time. So now that we have our new Microsoft project file open, we're going to go ahead and set a couple of defaults. This should be done every time you start a new Microsoft project file. First of all, we're going to change the scheduling of our tasks from manually to auto scheduled, and that'll allow the software to take care of all the scheduling details. And then we're going to go ahead and set the project start date. In order to do that, let's go to the project tab up here and then click on project information. And we're going to just pick some date in the future. Not significant which date that is, but I'm going to pick August 1st, 2023, just as long as it's some date in the future. Let's go ahead and select that. So we've selected our two defaults, the auto schedule feature and the project start date. Now we want to take what looks somewhat like a schedule or a Gantt chart and really make it look like a work breakdown structure. Remember, all we're doing today is creating a work breakdown structure with main levels. And you'll see in a moment that that's really going to look like nothing more than just a list. So in order to do that, we need to remove some of the items that are on this file currently. The first thing we want to do is get rid of all this stuff to the right. In order to do that, we're going to change our view. Go to the View tab, and then over on the left, select the drop down for the Gantt chart, and then you're going to have to select More Views, and we want to scroll down till we get to one called the task sheet. You see that eliminated all the dates that are over here on the right. Those will be redone later when we have a Gantt chart, but for now the work breakdown structure does not utilize any of the scheduling information. We want to now eliminate all these columns. So highlight them, click hide, and that takes those away. And then let's take these two away. So all we're left with is one column. It's called task name. We'll rename that in a moment. Let's stretch it out and make it a little bit bigger, give us plenty of room. Now if you double click on task name, we can rename our header here as WBS sample project and hit enter. And now we can go ahead and add our main levels. So let's do that. We're actually going to use the 5 basic processes of our predictive methodology for our 5 main levels, and those are as follows. First is initiation. Next is planning. Then comes execution, followed by monitor and control, and finally closing is the last main level. So we now have a WBS with 5 main levels, and that is the essence of the WBS that we're going to create for today. We're going to now save this in a couple of different formats. So first of all, let's go up here to File and do a Save As. And we should be able to see our Microsoft Project Remote Desktop, the folder that we created. There's the file that we started from. We're going to rename this as WBS with main levels, and we're going to save that. And that's saving it as a Microsoft project file. I mentioned this in the beginning of this presentation. The reason we're doing that is because we will expand in the next video tutorial using this very file. So we want to have a Microsoft project file that we can work with. We also want to have a PDF file version of this so that we can share and review to make sure that everybody is on the same page. So let's go ahead and file. There's a couple of ways to do it. I've found that the easiest way is typically not saving it but printing it to PDF. Over here you see there's a preview of what this will look like. We want to do a couple of things to make this a little bit more informative. So first of all, go down to the Page Setup tab down here. Click on that, and for the header, let's put a project project manager's name here, so this would be your name. And that's going to be on the left side. Click the center tab, and here we'll put the project title. In this case, it's just a WBS with main levels. And then we always like to have the date. So on the right tab, you can just click on this little calendar here, and it'll automatically insert the date. Now you can see that those headers have all populated nicely for us. And here we have the visual of what our very preliminary WBS looks like. So we have this as we like, and we're going to go ahead and print. Remember, we're printing a PDF file here, so again, access your remote desktop and your ppm 615 folder. Let's be consistent with our nomenclature. This is a WBS with main levels. And we save that. Now, just to verify, let me close this out. We've already saved it. We'll say no. So let's look in the ppm 615 folder. We see we have our original project document. We have today's work, which was the Microsoft project version of this file, WBS with main levels, and then we have the PDF version, the WBS with main levels, and this is the one that you're going to upload to Blackboard so that I can review it. By clicking on that and opening it, I see that everything looks to be in order as far as what this should look like, and it gives us an excellent foundation for which to build our future tasks in the upcoming video tutorials in using Microsoft Project to create our very own project. So that concludes our lesson for today. Be sure that when you have finished that you upload the PDF version to Blackboard, and we'll look forward to next time when we will add sublevels to our WBS. Bye for now.